early on YouTube. Just give me a few minutes. I don't know, something. The chat's not up, so whatever. That's fine anyhow, right? Alright. Camera is, of course, off a little bit, because why wouldn't it be? Phoebe has been a pistol this morning, so God knows. God knows what's going to happen there. All right. Let's get. That's my face. I forgot. Come on. All right, so Facebook is up as well, and you guys get to watch Phoebe being a lunatic too. All right. Oh, I see what you have. Join. Way around here. All right, so I'm looking at my wrist like I have a watch on. All right, so it's almost time. I'm going to give it another little second here. And something's still weird with YouTube, but it looks like it's up and running. So if there's issues, just holler. And if you ever can't hear me or something weird is going on, just try and give me a shout. And always check the comments because, I'm over there. But add effects using hand gestures. Don't know what that is, so. I shouldn't talk to my hands, I guess, is the problem. All right. Are you staying or going, little rotten thing? You know? All right, now. That means she'll provide entertainment for a little minute first. All right, so today we're going to work some twists. We're going to work hamstrings. We're going to do some side planks because I feel like we haven't done those in forever. Here, anyway. So remember that there's always an easier version and there's always a more challenging version, right? So depending on what sort of day you're having, your practice is yours. And I always, in my classes, I would always say, if you sat and breathed consciously for an hour, that's yoga, right? And I don't know about for an hour exactly. That seems really long. But, if that's what you needed to do for yourself this morning, then that's where it is, right? So just modify things to what your body needs this morning. Try things you don't necessarily love because those are the things that you need, right? Always. And just enjoy whatever happens. So let's go ahead and sit well here. We're trying to align the heels as much as we can. Taking inner thigh rotation so that you feel upright on your pelvis. Remember, you absolutely can use a block to prop your hips up. That makes it easier sometimes. And then, hopefully the cat won't bring down the camera. Lifting the pelvic floor, we want to pull the lower belly in and up, then sit tall through the sides. Try and relax your shoulders. Try and relax your hips because sometimes we squeeze to help. Right? Closing your eyes. Take the bottom tips of your ears back, bringing them over your shoulders. And then just taking a moment and take an assessment of whether this is a normal sitting posture or not so much. And I do, we don't normally sit on the floor, but ideally the spine should be more in this place than not when we do sit. So just being aware of that. Becoming aware of your breath. And then gradually allowing that breath to expand. Into whatever your yoga breath looks like this morning. Nice and full and as even as possible. Maintaining that and adding in the movement. So we'll extend the arms to begin. On the inhale, stretch them up to the ceiling. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And then exhale, bring them back down. Let's do it again. And then one more time like that. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Let's come back to the top. Exhale just the right hand and tip gently to the right. Taking a nice big breath here, lengthening the left side. And then coming back to center. Switching to the left. Back up to the middle. Once more over to the right. Keeping the pelvis rooted so you can lengthen out the crown of your head. And exhale, sink deeper into that stretch. Come on back to center. Taking it left. Again, you're just using the breath, lengthening on the inhale. See if you can sink in there a little bit deeper on the exhale. And then bring yourself back to the middle. Releasing both hands. All right. So let's take the right hand over to the left knee, left hand behind the back. Gentle little twist over to this side here. Thinking about your pelvis, thinking about your spine. Nice big breaths. Releasing that back to center. Take your second side. Let's come on back to the middle. Over to that first side again, a little deeper with this twist, using the arms a little bit more, keeping the spine upright as we rotate around, thinking rotating from the belly, side ribs, shoulder, eyeballs. And then releasing that back to the middle, taking the second side. And let's release that back to center. And we're going to bring ourselves over onto hands and knees. All right. So wrists under shoulders-ish, right? Knees under hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Make sure your hand feels comfortable on the neck. And then some cat-cows to begin. Super simple. Inhale the belly low. Exhale, rounding the spine toward the ceiling. In and out with the breath. And remember, there are areas of the spine that move very easily, and then areas of the spine that are a little less flexible. So if you can focus on the less flexible areas. Once more in each direction. And then make your way back to a center again. From here, hands about a handprint forward or knees about a knee print back. Making your way into a kneeling plank. So thinking about where your shoulders are on your back, that your belly is, or your pelvis really, is in line with the rest of the spine, not sagging and not sticking out, right in the middle. Holding here or moving into a full plank if that's you. Extending through the heels. Head in line with the spine too. From there, lifting the hips, making your way to down dog. And just let yourself wiggle and stretch a little bit here. Let yourself sink into that then, pressing away from the floor with the arms, pressing the chest back toward the thighs, head hanging between the arms, sinking the heels toward the floor. They don't have to touch, just get that nice stretch. And then instead of being or sinking the heels, go ahead and come up on your toes. Keep the hands even on the mat, drop the heels over to the right. Big stretch up that left side of the body, yeah? Come on back through the center, and we're doing that same thing over to the left. Press really hard into the right hand. Come on back to center again. Dropping the heels down. We're going to come back up on the toes. We're going to switch this one up a little bit. So drop the heels to the right. This time, let the hips come down. Bring the left hand on the hip. Now this might not be for you, so your right knee can come to the floor. Right? Listen to your body. The feet can stay flexed. Well, you want to keep them flexed. They can stay one in front of the other, or they can stack. Back to the middle. Down dog. And then the same thing on the second side. So up on the toes, heels drop to the left. Right hand comes to the hip, hips in line with the rest of the body. And you modify to where you need to be. That's a knee down, or super fancy stuff if you want to go there. We're releasing that side back into our down dog again. And then releasing down into a child's pose. And remember, you can take child's pose whenever you want. Coming back to down dog. So from this down dog here, come up on your left toes, bending your left knee, right? The right heel still reaching for the floor. See about taking your right hand and grabbing the outside of the left leg. So you might be on your thigh, you might be on your calf, you might be all the way down to your ankle. And then if you take that leg straighter, it kind of twisted and pulled up under. Releasing. And then switching sides. So make sure you feel grounded on the hand that's still on the floor, yeah? If you're a little slippery, that is scary. So second side, same idea. Bend the right knee, so you're up on the right toes. Sink through the left heel, and then take the left hand, reaching for the outside of the leg, and see about taking your right leg straight-ish. Release it. Drop down to the knees, and sit back in your child's pose again. And as you start adding more and more body weight on your hands, you might feel your wrists more. If you do, back it down and assess whether you're even on your hands. So if you're dumping all into the outer wrist especially, your wrists are going to get way more tired than if you spread the weight of your body on the ridge top, right? The bottom, the base of your fingers. So the more even you can be, the better that is. It can still be challenging, so don't beat yourself up about it. We're going to come back to our down dog. And step the feet forward, coming into a standing fold. Take your time getting there. Feet are hip bone distance apart. And we're just going to walk in place a little bit for a moment here. Hands are where you need them to be. So maybe you don't touch your toes. Don't worry about that either. All right, just kind of wiggle around into it. And then come to a center. And if you need to bend your knees to make it happen, bend your knees. We're taking the index and middle fingers, wrapping them around the big toes. Right? Keeping even on the four corners of the feet like we talked about with our hands, right? Same idea. And then if you can take the legs straight, lovely. If not quite, don't worry. Either way though, elbows out. Right? We want to pull the shoulders together on the back just a little bit. Bringing the spine into a neutral place rather than weird and round. You can pull against your toes and draw yourself a little deeper into the fold if that's you. Release the toes. Bend the knees as much as you need and take the hands flat to the floor on the backs of the hands, right? So all the way to the wrist. And again, your knees can be ridiculously bent if they need to be. If that's all good, come from the tops of the feet, right? So your fingers and toes are pointing at each other. And then pick up your right foot and slide your right hand underneath it, toes into the wrist. Same thing with the left foot, maybe. And if you wiggle your toes, you get that's really great hand massage. If the legs are straight, great. If not, don't worry about it. Either way, bend your elbows a little bit. And again, same idea, you can kind of pull yourself into that stretch to make it bigger if you still need to make it bigger. This is pretty intense, so listen to your body. And again, we add in pieces until the next piece doesn't happen, right? Release the hands. Go ahead and slide your hands up to your thighs, pressing away, bringing the upper body parallel-ish to the floor. Belly in, lean on the legs as much as you need to lean here. Or not at all if you don't. Bend into the knees and sit into chair. And the hands can stay supporting on the thighs, lean away, right? Come center if you like, or extend the arms. We want to be even on the feet. We want to be able to see the toes. And keep opening and lifting the chest. If you feel like your butt's sticking out, tuck your tailbone. You can look up maybe. We're going to inhale, stretch to the ceiling, and release the arms. All right. So let's go ahead and take a standing back bend. Come on. All right. So standing at the top of the mat. Feet hip bone distance apart, just like we set them, right? Little tuck of the tailbone here. And you can support with the hands on either side of the lower back. You can interlace the fingers behind the back. You can open the chest with cactus arms or extend the arms. The arms are sort of irrelevant, right? They can support or make the pose bigger, right? It's all about your spine. So the tailbone tucks just a little so the hips stay over the ankles. We want to lift the chest toward the ceiling and gently ease back into that back bend. Make sure the head stays in line. So think chin tucking toward the throat rather than pointing toward the ceiling. And then change up your arms and see what happens. Right? Do you need the support?